So, guys, your thoughts on the afterlife? I can also share mine. And what are your thoughts on the afterlife?
So I'm agnostic, so I'm open to the idea that there is one, but I don't really believe in one.
Okay, agnostic.
Yeah.
Okay, and
I'm also agnostic, but I was raised semi-religious.
semi-religious.
Like my dad's Christian, but my mum's not.
Okay.
I don't really think there is an afterlife either, but if there is one, I'd rather believe that there is something there and be disappointed that there isn't than, not believe that something's there and possibly miss out, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily believe in a God, but I do believe in something.
Okay, and when you believe in something, what kind of something is that?
This is going to sound a wee bit... I don't necessarily believe in an afterlife the way heaven is described, like a paradise, but I believe more in souls and more energy.
Okay, you say you believe in something. What is that something?
Something. There is not a title that I've found,
But
or
there is something.
I've not found like anything that actually accurately represents what I believe in, other than descriptions. I've not found like a religion that has it or something like that.
Okay. So, but do you agree that maybe with your mind you can be limited in terms of knowledge? There are some things that you are not sure of, you are not aware of, but
would be there?
Yes.
Yeah. We're humans.
We are humans.
We're only human. Your brain can only handle so much. You can only do so much. You can't know everything or be brilliant at everything. We are always limited.
Okay. And for you, how did you come to the place where you become agnostic?
So I didn't grow up religious at all. It was more sort of, I was left to figure stuff out on my own.
On your own, okay.
And I used to be kind of, I need evidence-based, like I need evidence of anything that I'm going to believe in. And with like religion or faith, I didn't really have that. So I was more inclined to be atheist, but now I feel like there's some things that we just can't know. And I can't be sure of anything. So if I can't be sure of anything, everything is a possibility. I just know that I'm more inclined to think that there isn't, just because I don't know if there is.
Okay. So do you think we are accountable to anyone with the actions that we make when we are alive right now? We are accountable to ourselves. Okay, so if one designs, will he not be in control of what the product does?
Yes, but the consumer also has the product and uses it, and some things will never be exact. Mistakes happen. Products don't necessarily have to be, like in a metaphorical sense, more. They don't necessarily have to be A plus B equals C. They don't have to go a certain way. You can use not a Phillips head, a flathead, to get a Phillips head screw out. They're not designed for that, but you can still do it.
But I guess you do it.
It is part of the consumer as well. It's not just the product with a design.
Okay. What I was trying to say is this. If you are not sure about the existence of God, morals should surely bring something to mind, like where do our morals come from? Our intellect. Where does love come from? Can love just create itself from matter?
Technically, yes.
Yes?
Well, think about how your brain works. Your brain has evolved, or it has been made, however you believe. It has a reaction. Things occur, and love comes from those reactions in your brain, whether that's made by design or just happenstance.
Okay. So whatever happened, just happened, that things popped up in pairs, husband, wife, to produce a baby.
Well, you don't see husband and wife in anything other than humans. You don't see hippos on a hen night. I think it was Russell Howard that said that.
Yeah, well, what I'm trying to say is, just like when we look at how things produce, animals, human beings, can we say something just happened that we ended up with a man, a woman?
Females and males occur in almost all species, not all that way. Like there are some species that produce asexually. So man and woman isn't even definite. Looking at everything that's been made, man and woman isn't needed. I mean, it is for humans if you're trying to reproduce, because that's our biology. Like that's the way we are. But there are clearly other designs that also happen to work as well.
Okay, but the designer, let's forget about him for now.
If there's a designer.
If there's a designer. This building, as nice as it is, just popped up, no designer.
Humans built cities. There's a designer for everything.
There's a designer for everything.
There's no proof that there's a designer for like
human beings.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we come to the close, can I give you a bit of the Christian faith, the good news?
Go for it.
Yeah. So with the good news, so let me just cut this off. Oops. So with the good news is a savior was sent on this planet. Speaking of Jesus, you know about Jesus.
Yeah, I know a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this Jesus claimed to be God, and he also proved that he was God by the things that he did. His life testified that this man is not just an ordinary man. And he says, guys, I can give you eternal life. I will prove by dying on the cross, and I will take my life and I'll rise back from the dead. So he died. He's the only one who died and rose from the dead. Religious leaders, many religious leaders, started their own religions. All of them, they are dead. But Jesus proved, because even until now he is alive. He was crucified before many witnesses, and the people who were there testified that this man is who he claimed to be. So this man can be trusted. I believe he can be trusted. I would encourage you to get a Bible, read it, because I believe there's a heaven and there's a hell, and I want to see you in heaven.
Fair enough.
I want to see you in heaven. Yeah?
Understood.
Any questions, especially you who came from a Christian family?
Well, I don't see that as sorry. I don't see that as like how it definitely is.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of the stuff could have been metaphors. Also, 2,000 years ago, they didn't really have ways of definitively showing whether or not someone was in a coma or dead. It's also where, like, they used to have bells on the top of graves because you didn't know if someone was in a coma or dead. So they used to do that. He may not have died. He may have just been in a coma.
If you read the account of 4 different people who wrote,
I've read the Bible.
you've read, yeah?
Yeah.
But the 4 different people, how old were you when you read it?
I was 12.
You were 12. I'm sure you were young, but if you read it again, I'm sure you will get a bit different and kind of understanding, because now you are more mature. Even your reasoning, I'm sure you've developed from when you were 12. So read it again. But 4 witnesses who wrote those accounts, they said this man, if he was buried the day he died, would have doubted. He rose on the 3rd day. On the 3rd day, not first day, second day, but on the 3rd day, when they were sure and they had confirmed that this man is dead.
Okay.
So time cannot take away truth. It doesn't matter that it happened 2,000 years ago. Truth is truth. You know, we can write some things about you. You know, we can write something to say, hey, we were standing here and people can witness something that is happening here. And after many years, some people will say, nah, I choose not to believe that, but not believing in it does not say it didn't happen.
Yes, I understand where you're coming from.
You understand?
You can believe, but that's all it is belief for you. Because yes, it was eyewitnesses, 4 accounts, but it is still eyewitnesses from over 2,000 years ago that has been retranslated and retranslated and retranslated. Even the original, like, Hebrew text. Is it Hebrew text? The language
The Greek and the Hebrew?
Yeah, the original language it was written in.
Yeah.
That was still 2,000 years ago, and that got translated many, many times before it even became English, because it was in Latin and everything else. So mistranslations can occur. Metaphors can be inferred to be fact when they are metaphors.
Okay.
So you're not even, like, unless you can read, again, I think it's Hebrew, unless you can read Hebrew and read the original text, which again is over 2,000 years old, so it's hit and miss, and they did use slightly different phrasing and languages back then. Until I can read the Hebrew text itself, I will never say I truly believe, because I'd rather learn from original or close to original sources as possible.
So what's stopping you from reading the Hebrew now?
I can't read Hebrew.
You can't Hebrew?
I can't read Hebrew.
Okay,
That's
but
the only
when
reason
we
it's
speak
not.
about your eternity, I'm sure you should do everything in your power to make sure that you are certain and you are confident on what you believe.
Yes, but there's many options out there to believe in.
Yeah, but the options, having many options, as long as they are the truth. You can have many options, but if I come and I set my own religion and I say, if you are good, you can make it, you can believe in that, but it does not take away sin. So you can say, I choose to take this one. All I'm trying to say is, whatever you choose, which I should respect because of free will. I cannot come and say, hey, be like me. No, that's wrong. I can only share what I believe is good news. The good news is present people what was done. Those who have faith to believe in it will be saved. Those ones who say, you know what, I'll see you when I get there. It's still happy days. But my prayer is that you fulfill your purpose on earth, what God has called you for, and that you make it. It would be nice if I can see you up there, you know. And
if heaven exists.
If it exists, well, I'm sure one day we'll be on two different queues, you know, where I'll be like, hey, sis, you should be on this queue. And you'll be like, hey.
If my belief of my life right now leads me to be in hell, that is my choice, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is still something I've chosen regardless. But
that's why I'm saying it's good to use the free will, but my prayer, because if you had a full knowledge of what hell is like, hell is separation from God. Where there is no God, there's no peace. Where there's no God, there's no light. There's no hope. There's no fellowship. You can't communicate with other people. When you are with God, He gives you love, all the things that are good. But away from Him is having everything taken away. Everything that belongs to Him will be removed from you. To be in that state for eternity, I don't wish it for anyone. And I don't want to talk about hell more because I don't want to scare you into heaven. I want to tell you good news so that you make a decision where you are just falling in love with who He is, what He has done for us, because salvation is a free gift. We don't need to pay any money. He just says, have faith in what I've done for you. So that's what I would want to say. But I like your way of thinking. We can talk until tomorrow. You know, and I respect you. And any questions for me before we finish?
I don't have any.
I would encourage you, just on your app store, get a Bible.
Okay.
Start reading the book of John. You know, it's not a must, but read it. I'm sure you enjoy something in the Bible. You know, hopefully it will be exciting for you.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. So, guys, respect and nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
Arise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon you. And as you go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely we have received, freely we give. Arise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon you. And as you go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely we have received, freely we give. It's time to rise up and be counted. It's time to destroy the works of the devil. Time to transform the nations. There is a cry, whom shall I send? Who will go for us? Let's all say, send us, Lord. Send us, Lord. Send us.